Hello friends, let me introduce myself. I am Mrs. Deepali Parmeshwar Chaugule, working as assistant teacher in Deccan Education Society's New English School, Ramanbagh, Pune. Today we are going to learn a very interesting poem from our textbook, The Twins. There are many interesting poems in our textbook, but this poem is not only interesting, but it is also funny. So let's enjoy the poem. Now I will begin with the PPTs. The Twins, written by Henry Sambrook Leigh. The poet of this poem is Henry Sambrook Leigh. Now look at this beautiful picture of twins. In our textbook, we have chit-chat activity. Twins. The meaning of twins is each of two children born at one birth by the same mother. म्हणजे जुळी मुलं. Triplets. Each of three children born at one birth by the same mother. म्हणजे तीन बाळ किंवा तीन मुले एका वेळेस जन्माला येतात त्यांना म्हणतात म्हणजे त्याला तिळे असं सुद्धा आपण म्हणू शकतो. Quadruplets. Each of four children born at one birth. Quintuplets, each of 5 children born at one birth by the same mother. Now look at this picture. In the first picture, you can see triplets. In the second picture, you can see quadruplets. And in the third picture, you can see quintuplets. Collocations. Now this is also one more activity from our textbook. What are collocation? These are set of words that more than often go together and occur together. We call such sets collocation. For example, needle and thread, birds and bees, hide and seek. म्हणजे एकत्र येणारे शब्द जसे मराठीमध्ये दिवस रात्र, ऊन पाऊस, सुई दोरा, कप बशी असे जे आपण म्हणतो तसेच इंग्लिशमध्ये साधारण एकत्र येणारे जे शब्द असतात त्यांना collocations असे म्हणतात. Now one more activity from our textbook. Insert the proper words to form collocation. Now the words are given in the bracket: afford, time, defeat, clothes, owners, necessary, role, interview, morning and cold. Absolutely necessary. Cannot afford. Formal clothes. Job interview. Pass time. Accept defeat. Early morning. Catch a cold. Leading role and joint owners. Now these are some examples of collocation. So let's start with the poem. The Twins, written by Henry Sambrook Leigh. About the poem. The speaker of the poem is the poet. In this poem, he has shared his experiences of life. Henry and John are twins. They are identical twins. In this poem, the poet narrates about the confusion created because of twins. It is a humorous poem. Humor is for enjoyment and relaxation. Through this poem, the poet shares problems faced by him at different stages of life. At many situations, the poet makes us laugh. Identical twins are very much alike, means they look very similar. They are always of the same gender. तर या कवितेमध्ये मुलांनो दोन जुळ्या भावांची म्हणजे गोष्ट किंवा गमती जमती आपण अभ्यास करणार आहोत. हे दोघांच्या एकसारखेपणामुळे झालेलं जे कन्फ्युजन आहे, जो गोंधळ निर्माण झालेला आहे, तर असे वेगवेगळे अनुभव की ज्यामध्ये कसा गोंधळ झाला की हे दोघंही हेनरी आणि जॉन हे आयडेंटिकल ट्विन्स होते. आयडेंटिकल ट्विन्स म्हणजे काय मुलांनो, जुळी भावंड म्हणजे ज्यांच्यामध्ये खूपच साम्य आहे, म्हणजे अगदीच एकमेकांसारखे दिसतात आणि ते नेहमी एकाच जेंडरचे असतात. म्हणजे दोन मुलं असतील तर मुलं असतात, मुली असतील तर मुली असतात, म्हणून ते आयडेंटिकल ट्विन्स असतात. नाउ लुक ॲट दिस पिक्चर. Here you can see the cartoon portrait of identical twins. So let's begin with the poem. The Twins. First stanza. In form and feature, face and limb, I grew so like my brother that folks got taking me for him and each for one another. It puzzled all our kith and kin. It reached a fearful pitch, for one of us was born a twin, yet not a soul knew which. Now here also in this beautiful picture you can see two innocent, cute, identical twins. Now I will give you the explanation of this first stanza. First, let's learn the new words from this first stanza. Form and feature, structure and appearance, height, कलर्स अँड फीचर म्हणजे अगदी एकसारखेपणा साधारण रंग रूप याच्यामध्ये ते दोघंही एकमेकांसारखेच दिसणारे आहेत. एक्झाम्पल, इन फॉर्म अँड फीचर आय एम व्हेरी मच लाईक माय फादर. फोक मीन्स पीपल म्हणजे लोक. टेकिंग हिअर इट मीन्स मिस्टेकिंग म्हणजे टेकिंग म्हणजे खरं तर घेणे, पण इथे जॉनला हेनरी समजलं जायचं आणि हेनरीला जॉन समजलं जायचं की चुकीमुळे. आणि कशामुळे ही चूक व्हायची? कारण की जॉन आणि हेनरी हे दोघंही अगदीच एकसारखे दिसायचे. किथ अँड किन मीन्स रिलेटिव्स. एक्झाम्पल, माय यंगर ब्रदर सोनू इज ऑलवेज अ टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन अमंग अवर किथ अँड किन. पिच, limit and height. So these are the new words from the first stanza. Now I will give you the explanation. The speaker of the poem is Henry, the poet. In this poem, he is sharing his experiences of life. Henry and John were twins and they were identical twins. They were very similar in their look and appearance. People around them always got puzzled. They were not able to recognize who is Henry and who is John. They used to take Henry for John and John for Henry. Even sometimes their close relatives were not able to recognize them. This confusion reached to the level where no one could tell who was a real twin. Even till date, nobody knows who was a real twin, John or Henry. Means who was born first, Henry or John. Means in this example, the poet has shared his first experience of life when Henry and John were born as identical twins. They were so much alike that all the people around them and the relatives used to get confused because of their same look. People were not able to understand who is Henry and who is John. Now here also you can see the pictures of identical twins. Now look at these pictures. Both the babies are so much alike, so you find it very difficult to understand who is who. And the same problem was with John and Henry. या दोघांच्या एकसारखेपणामुळे त्यांच्या अवतीभोवतीचे लोक तसेच त्यांचे अगदी जवळचे नातेवाईक सुद्धा त्या दोघांना ओळखण्यामध्ये फार गफलत करायचे. त्यांच्या लक्षातच यायचं नाही की या दोन मुलांपैकी नेमका जॉन कोण आहे आणि नेमका हेनरी कोण आहे. गंमत तर अशी होती की या दोघांच्या एकसारखेपणामुळे आजपर्यंत ही गोष्ट कोणालाच कळली नव्हती की जॉन आणि हेनरी यामध्ये सर्वप्रथम कोण जन्माला आलेला आहे. म्हणजे पहिला जन्माला आलेला हेनरी होता का पहिला जन्माला आलेला जॉन होता, हे अजूनपर्यंत एक सिक्रेटच आहे. तर फर्स्ट स्टांझामध्ये आपण हे बघितलंय की द कन्फ्युजन क्रिएटेड बिकॉज ऑफ द सेम लुक ऑफ दिस आयडेंटिकल ट्विन्स हेनरी अँड जॉन. द ट्विन्स. सेकंड स्टांझा. One day to make the matter worse, before our names were fixed, as we were being washed by nurse, we got completely mixed. And thus you see by fate's decree, or rather nurse whim, my brother John got christened me and I got christened him. Now here also you can see a picture in which you can see a bathtub and two identical twins, they are taking bath. Now they look so similar that they got completely mixed. In this stanza, we are going to learn that how the confusion was created because of their same look when they were born in the hospital. First, we will understand the new words. Decree, order. Whim, a sudden change of mind. Christened, name given to a baby at the naming ceremony. ज्याला आपण बारसं असं म्हणता. ख्रिश्चन धर्मामध्ये बारशाला ख्रिस्टन सेरेमनी असं म्हणतात आणि त्याचं एक चित्र तुम्हाला समजावं यासाठी मी दाखवलेलं आहे. आपण आता हे सेकंड स्टांझाचं एक्सप्लेनेशन समजावून घेणार आहोत. इन दिस स्टांझा द पोएट डिस्क्राइब्स अबाउट हिज एक्सपिरियन्स व्हेन ही अँड हिज ब्रदर वेर बॉर्न. When these twins were born, their names were not fixed. The nurse in the hospital took the babies for wash, and because of their similar look, they got completely mixed. Now the poet doesn't understand whether it was nurse's mistake or God's order. As a result, John was given Henry's name and Henry was given John's name. Now, this is very funny example that when John and Henry were born in the hospital, they were newborn babies and their names were not fixed. And when the nurse of the hospital, she took them for wash, by mistake, they got mixed, means they got interchanged with each other. And because of this mistake, John got Henry's name and Henry got John's name. म्हणजे त्यांच्या दोघांच्या एकसारखेपणामुळे जेव्हा त्यांचा जन्म झाला होता हॉस्पिटलमध्ये, तेव्हा हॉस्पिटलमधली नर्स त्यांना अंघोळ घालायला घेऊन गेली आणि दोन्ही बाळं इतकी एकसारखी होती की तिच्याकडून त्या दोन्ही बाळांची अदलाबदल झाली आणि त्यामुळे नर्सच्या या चुकीमुळे किंवा देवाची अशी इच्छा होती काय माहित नाही, असं पोएट म्हणतो. नेमकी चूक नर्सची होती का देवाचीच अशी इच्छा होती हे माहित नाही की मला म्हणजे हेनरीला जॉनचं नाव मिळालं आणि जॉनला हेनरीचं नाव मिळालेलं आहे. सो देअर नेम ऑल्सो गॉट मिक्स्ड. ॲज अ रिझल्ट जॉन वॉज गिवन हेनरीज नेम अँड हेनरी वॉज गिवन John's name. So here in the second stanza, the poet has shared the first experience of his life when they were newborn babies. Now in this picture also you can see that two identical twins, a nurse holding a baby, and in third picture you can see nurse holding identical twins. Now let's turn to the third stanza. This fatal likeness even dogged my footsteps when at school, and I was always getting flogged, for John turned out a fool. I put this question fruitlessly to everyone I knew. What would you do if you were me to prove that you were you? Now this is also very funny experience and a very panic experience of Henry's life. In this stanza, the poet is talking about his school age. Now, in the second stanza, we have seen that when they were newly born, we have seen that experience. Now, the second stage of life means now the Henry and John have grown up and now they are going in the school. So, after going in the school, what happened? That we are going to learn in this stanza. First, the new words, fatal, leading to disaster or death. म्हणजे फार मोठी चूक असं आपण म्हणू शकतो. Flubbed, beaten up with a kin, that is stick, म्हणजे काठीचा किंवा वेताच्या छडीने मार बसणे असा अर्थ आहे. Dogged, continued to follow, म्हणजे एखादी गोष्ट परत परत त्याच्या आयुष्यामध्ये घडत होती. Fruitlessly, without any result. Meaninglessly, fruitlessly म्हणजे असहाय्यतेने तो विचारतोय की मी काय करू म्हणजे हे सिद्ध होईल की मी आहे. आपण जेव्हा या कडव्याचं एक्सप्लेनेशन ऐकणार आहोत तेव्हा तुम्हाला समजेल की नेमकं हेनरीच्या बाबतीत शाळेमध्ये असताना काय घडायचं. इन दिस स्टांजा द पोएट डिस्क्राइब्स अबाउट हिज एक्सपिरियन्सेस इन द लेटर स्टेज ऑफ हिज लाईफ. इट वॉज हिज स्कूल लाईफ. ॲट दिस स्टेज ऑल्सो ही हॅज टू फेस many problems. Because of the similar look of him and his brother John, Henry was sincere, whereas John was naughty. Now see, this line is very important. Henry was sincere, whereas John was naughty. John used to play some pranks and used to fool others, but the teachers used to punish Henry. Sometimes even the teacher used to beat him, considering Henry to be John, though it was not his fault. This made him helpless and panic, and so he asked for the advice from all that what he should do to prove that he is Henry and not John. Now in this stanza, the poet is talking about his school age. Now when Henry and John, they started going to school, Henry was a very sincere boy. And John was like all of us. So John was very naughty and he used to play some pranks. म्हणजे हेनरी जो होता तो अत्यंत शांत, अभ्यासू आणि सगळ्यांचा ऐकणारा एक गुणी मुलगा होता. आणि जॉन म्हणजे त्याचाच भाऊ, जुळा भाऊ, तो मात्र खोडकर होता. येता जाता सगळ्यांच्या खोड्या करायचा, अभ्यास पूर्ण करायचा नाही आणि सगळ्यांना तो वेड्यात काढायचा. आता प्रश्न पडायचा की जेव्हा शिक्षा द्यायची वेळ यायची तेव्हा नेमकं गडबड व्हायची. टीचरला वाटायचं की हेनरी इज जॉन अँड जॉन इज हेनरी. म्हणजे शिक्षकांना असं वाटायचं की खोड्या करणारा हा हेनरी म्हणजे खरं तर जॉनच, पण तो हेनरी सारखा दिसायचा की नाही, म्हणून त्या हेनरीला जॉन समजून फटके द्यायच्या, रागवायच्या, शिक्षा करायच्या. प्रत्यक्ष हेनरीचं काहीच चुकलेलं नसायचं, परंतु शिक्षा मात्र जॉनच्या चुकीची शिक्षा मात्र हेनरीला मिळायची. अँड दिस यूज टू कंटिन्यूड ऑलवेज. So Henry always used to feel very bad. What can I do? So he used to put this question fruitlessly to everyone that, oh, please help me. Please tell me what should I do to prove that I am Henry and not John. आणि मग त्याला असं प्रश्न पडायचा की जी खोडी मी केलेलीच नाही, जो गुन्हा मी केलेलाच नाही, त्याची शिक्षा मात्र मला भोगावं लागते. असं का बरं? काय मी असं करू की ज्याने हे सिद्ध होईल की मी हेनरी आहे, जॉन नाही. मग ह्या कडव्यातून तुम्हाला बिचारा हेनरीची असहाय्यता दिसून येते की हेनरी इज अ व्हेरी सिन्सिअर अँड ऑनेस्ट बॉय अँड जॉन इज व्हेरी नॉटी. दो दे आर ब्रदर्स, दो दे आर व्हेरी मच सेम इन देअर लुक अँड अपिअरन्स, बट स्टील देअर नेचर इज व्हेरी डिफरंट. त्यांचा स्वभाव मात्र वेगवेगळा आहे. आता आपण पुढचं कडवं बघणार आहोत. The last stanza of this poem. Our close resembles turn the tide of my domestic life, for somehow my intended bride became my brother's wife. In fact, year after year the same absurd mistakes went on, and when I died the neighbors came and buried brother John. Now, this is the last stanza of this poem, and in the last stanza the poet has described about his youth. म्हणजे ते जेव्हा तरुण झाले, मोठे झाले, म्हणजे पहिल्या कडव्यामध्ये ते अगदी नुकतेच जन्माला आलेले, दुसऱ्या कडव्यामध्ये हॉस्पिटलमधला अनुभव सांगितलेला आहे, तिसऱ्या कडव्यामध्ये शाळेमध्ये असताना काय गडबड या दोघांच्या बाबतीत व्हायची ते सांगितलेलं आहे. आणि आता या चौथ्या कडव्यामध्ये म्हणजे इन द लास्ट स्टांजा द पोएट हॅज शेअर्ड हिज एक्सपिरियन्स ऑफ लाईफ वेन ही अँड हिज ब्रदर वेर इन देअर यूथ. त्यांच्या तारुण्यपणातला म्हणजे जेव्हा ते तरुण होते तेव्हा त्यांच्यासोबत नेमकं काय झालं हे आपण या फोर्थ स्टांजामध्ये स्टडी करणार आहोत. इन द लास्ट स्टांजा the poet describes that this confusion continued till the end of his life. When Henry was in his youth, his marriage was fixed with a girl, but unfortunately, the girl mistaken John for Henry and married brother John. Henry had to face many such situations throughout his life because of his close resemblance with his brother John. Years after years, also same mistakes continued. Even after the poet's death, this confusion was not over. When the poet, means Henry, died, the neighbors came and mistaken John for Henry and buried John. In the last stanza, the poet is trying to tell about the confusion that he has faced in his youth. शेवटच्या कडव्यामध्ये तो असं म्हणतो की मी जेव्हा तरुण वयामध्ये होतो तेव्हा एका मुलीबरोबर माझं लग्न ठरलं होतं, पण नेमकं लग्नाच्या वेळी माझी जी नियोजित वधू होती म्हणजे जिच्याशी लग्न ठरलेलं होतं त्या मुलीचं लग्न त्याच्या भावाशी म्हणजे जॉनशी झालं, कारण की ते दोघं सारखेच होते. आणि ही मिस्टेक अशाच म्हणजे अशा अनेक अनुभव त्यांना आयुष्यभर येत राहिले की हेनरीला जॉन समजलं जायचं आणि जॉनला हेनरी समजलं जायचं. आणि अगदी शेवटच्या 2 ओळीमध्ये तर थोडी अतिशयोक्तीच दिसेल तुम्हाला की याच्यात असं म्हटलं की प्रत्यक्ष हेनरी जेव्हा मृत्यू पावला तेव्हा शेजारचे पाजारचे आले आणि त्यांनी जॉनच मृत्यू पावलाय असं घोषित केलं. म्हणजे इवन व्हेन दे डाईड दिस कन्फ्युजन went on. So in this picture also you can see now this is the funeral ceremony of John and Henry, and you can see that how this confusion created till the end of their life. Now we have some activities in our textbook. Rewrite putting the mistake in the speaker's life in proper order. Now, there are various incidents described in this poem and we have to put them in proper order. Now, in the question paper, they are given in jumbled order. Jumbled order म्हणजे काय मुलांनो, तर उलट सुलट क्रमाने की त्यांच्या आयुष्यातल्या घटना या दिल्या असतील, पण तुम्हाला कवितेमध्ये ज्या क्रमाने ते आलेल्या आहेत त्याप्रमाणे त्या लावायच्या आहेत. बघा, मी तुम्हाला उत्तर लिहून दिलेलं आहे. ही गॉट बीटन अप ऑफन ॲट स्कूल. The speaker's bride became his brother's wife. The speaker desperately asked for guidance. No one in the family could distinguish between the twin babies. At naming ceremony, wrong names were given to the twin brothers. Even in death, the twins were not spared during burial. म्हणजे पहिल्या स्लाइडमध्ये याच्या अगोदरच्या स्लाइडमध्ये जम्बल्ड ऑर्डर आहे, उलट सुलट क्रमाने, आणि आता आपण याची उत्तरं बघूया. No one in the family could distinguish between the twin babies. At naming ceremony, wrong names were given to the twin brothers. He got beaten up often at school. The speaker desperately asked for guidance. The speaker's bride became his brother's wife. Even in death, the twins were not spared during burial. Now, one more activity. Pick out 4 situations in the lives of twins which are too absurd and senseless to believe. म्हणजे अशा कुठल्या घटना तुम्हाला कवितेतल्या वाटतात की ज्या थोड्या अशक्य वाटतात, की याच्यावर विश्वास ठेवायला त्या थोड्या कठीण वाटतात, त्या मी दिलेल्या आहेत तुम्हाला उत्तरं. नो वन नोज हू वॉज बॉर्न ॲज अ ट्विन. रॉंग नेम्स वर गिव्हन टू देम. हेनरीज इंटेंटेड ब्राईड बिकेम जॉन्स ब्राईड. अँड दो हेनरी वॉज डेड, नेबर्स बरीड ब्रदर जॉन. या सगळ्या घटना अशा आहेत की थोडाफार आपल्याला विश्वास ठेवायला अवघड वाटतात. आता complete the wave diagram. This is one more activity from our textbook. Poet uses humor to. Humor म्हणजे विनोद मुलांना. ही कविता विनोदी आहे हे आता आपल्याला लक्षातच आलं असेल. तर विनोद हा कशासाठी असतो किंवा कवीने विनोद या कवितेमध्ये कशासाठी वापरलेला आहे, तर poet uses humor to relax, to enjoy, reduce boredom, reduce stress, refresh mind, create laughter. आपला जेव्हा एखादा वेळेस मूड गेलेला असतो मुलांना, आपण दुःखी असतो, तेव्हा अशा वेळेस आपण आवर्जून एखादा जोक वाचावा किंवा वी शुड वॉच अ फनी व्हिडिओज, सो ऑटोमॅटिकली अवर मूड कॅन बी चेंज्ड. सो दिस इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ ह्युमर इन अवर लाईफ. नाउ पिक आउट द लाईन्स दॅट कंटेन alliteration. Now here are some examples of figures of speech. Alliteration in form and feature, face and limb. In alliteration, same sound is repeated. So you can see in the first line, first sound is repeated. It puzzled all our kith and kin. In the second line, you can see k sound is repeated. As we were being washed, in this line, you can see that w, that is www, w sound is repeated. Pun, our close resembles turned the tide. It reached a fearful pitch. Now this is an example of pun. Then hyperbole. My intended bride became my brother's wife. And when I died, the neighbors came and buried brother John. There was close resemblance turned the tide. Now these are the examples of hyperbole. Hyperbole म्हणजे अतिशयोक्ती, ते आपण पुढे शिकणार आहोत. हे पण एक फिगर ऑफ स्पीच आहे. हायपरबोल. हायपरबोल म्हणजे काय हे आपण या कवितेमध्ये शिकणार आहोत. हे एक फिगर ऑफ स्पीच आहे. In this type of figure of speech, we often overstatement or exaggeration. Sometimes it is impossible to believe. Hyperbole is used to create humor. So why do we use hyperbole? Hyperbole is used to create humor. म्हणजे विनोद निर्माण करण्यासाठी किंवा विनोदासाठी आपण अतिशयोक्ती हा अलंकार वापरतो. हायपरबोल. त्याचे एक्झाम्पल्स बघा. She is as thin as a pin. Now in this picture you can see a girl and a pin. Can a girl be as thin as a pin? So this is an exaggeration. He has a pea-sized brain. Now look at a picture of a pea and look at a picture of a brain. Can anybody's brain can be a pea-sized? So this is also an example of hyperbole. He runs faster than cheetah. Now in this picture you can see that a boy is running, and in the second picture you can see the cheetah. Can anybody run faster than cheetah? But just here the exaggeration is used, and just to create humor, this hyperbole figure of speech is used. So in this picture, it is impossible to believe that a girl can be as thin as a pin, or it is impossible to believe that somebody's brain can be of a pea sized, and it is impossible to believe that a boy can run faster than cheetah. So these all are the examples of hyperbole. In our poem also, there are some examples of hyperbole which we have learned in the previous PPT. Okay, so basically hyperbole is used to create humor, विनोद किंवा हसण्यासाठी, लोकांना हसवण्यासाठी हायपरबोल हे फिगर ऑफ स्पीच वापरलं जातं. Pick out from the poem sets of words that generally go together. So in the second slide only we have seen collocation, and these are the examples of collocation. For example, kith and kin. A, form and feature, fess and lean, fet's decree, and fearful speech. Now these are the words which generally go together. Such words are called collocation that we have learned in the previous PPT. Appreciation of the poem. This is one of the most important question from our poetry. Appreciation of poem. We have this question for 5 marks. Here the sub-points are title, poet, rhyme scheme, figure of speech, central idea and theme. For title you have half mark, for poet you have half mark, for rhyme scheme you have 1 mark, for figure of speech you have 1 mark, and for central idea you have 2 marks. So I will read the appreciation. Title. The title of the poem is The Twins. Poet. The name of the poet is Henry Sambrook Clay. Rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB CD. Figure of speech. Hyperbole. We find hyperbole in the following lines. My intended bride became my brother's wife, and when I died, the neighbors came and buried brother John. So in this point, figure of speech, you have to give an example that we should remember. Central idea or theme. In this poem, the poet describes the problems that he had to face because of his twin brother at different stages of life. Poet and his brother were identical twins. There was always confusion in recognizing them because of their similar look. Sometimes we find exaggeration in some of the examples, but it creates humor. The central idea मध्ये you are not supposed to write down the entire summary of the poem. Only in short, you are going to write the central idea or theme of the poem. So I'm sure that you all have really enjoyed this beautiful, funny poem of John and Henry and the confusion created by their similar look. And I'm sure that you are going to enjoy few more poems in our textbook. All the poems in our textbook are really very, very interesting. But the twins is really very interesting because it is a very funny poem and it creates humor and it reduces our stress. So, thank you very much. So, children, I'm sure you all have really enjoyed this interesting and funny poem along with the exercise. All the best for your exam and enjoy the English and enjoy this interesting textbook of our English. Thank you very much.